Cool.
Yep, there we go. Yo, 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 man. Big E with North Star Records, man. We got to start all over again, huh?
Yeah. No, we're good. Yeah, let's get it. It's good. It's all good.
It's all good, man. It's all good, man. Hey, listen, yeah, so we got BabyGas in the house, man. He's here in the studio, North Star Records.
Hell yeah.
It's a privilege to have him here, man, today. I love his music, man. You know what I like about your music, bro, is it means something. It says something. You know what I mean? There's a lot of rappers out there, man, that, honestly, you don't even know what they're talking about.
Nah, you know what? I feel like it was the time that I came in it. And I was actually just talking about this earlier, right? Because I came from, like, my younger years. I came from talking about my story. I came trying to talk about, like, where I was from, put it on for my city. And I think in most recent years, bro, I realized that it was bigger than me. You know, I had to put on for our people. Like, we were just talking off camera. We came in the early part of the game where they didn't want Mexicans to be rappers.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was one of them early ones that had to put on for our people and let them know, like, we coming. Like, we were just saying, we no longer the minority here.
Right.
We're fucking
the majority now, man.
We're everywhere, my nigga. And I know y'all see all the signs. Everywhere you go now, it's shit's in Spanish and English.
Yep.
Before it used to be like, y'all in America speak English.
Yeah. Man, there was all kinds of racism back in the day, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I can only imagine even before our time, because, we got to experience a little bit. I'm a 90s baby.
Yeah.
So I got to experience a little bit, but I'm sure in the 80s and 70s it was even worse.
It was bad, bro. Back in the 80s, I was born in 73. I'm 51.
Okay, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I got to see the LA riots.
Oh, shit.
Man, I got to see the...
How was that? How was the tension in the streets?
Man, it was bad. And as a matter of fact, I was living in Compton at the time. I was in Compton at the time, man. You know what I mean? Everybody was burning the buildings and, looting and all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
The LA riots, all that stuff, man. It was just the Rodney King thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So back in the day, man, it was just bad, bro.
Talking about the LA riots, man, a good friend of mine's, Christopher, has actually got a movie coming out with Tyrese and Snoop Dogg called 1992.
Okay.
That's going to talk about the LA riots right there, too, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out.
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes, man. You know what I mean? Now it's it's good to see that the meshing. You know what I mean? Back in the day, you would never see a Mexican with any other race but Mexican. You know what I mean? It had to be that way, or else they would frown on you. Now, like I have kids with I have Asian baby, half Asians. Okay. You know what I mean? I got my wife is Asian and stuff, so so it's all you know what I mean. So now it's the diversity is a lot better now, man. You know
and that's what I was saying. Like me being a '90s baby. Growing up in the Bay Area, Oakland to be exact, we've been black and brown since day one, bro. You know what I mean? Even if some of the older generations, like when I was a kid, all my friends were black, and even if their parents weren't necessarily hip to that, or my parents weren't hip to that, we were kids, bro. You couldn't tell us no different. If it's just me and everybody else a different race, and I want to play as a fucking kid, we ain't looking at no color.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was our generation that kind of really started showing down, and I'm the same way, bro. All my kids are mixed. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just what it is now, bro. And us not even as just Hispanics, just us as fucking colored people, bro, as minorities. Like, it's our time. You feel me?
It's our time to shine, bro. And hopefully our kids, you know what I mean? Hopefully our kids will have a better life.
Right.
You know what I mean? It'll be better for them. You know what I mean? Growing up.
For sure.
Where they can get along with everybody and everything, everything's cool, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, and where were you raised? Where did you grow up?
I was born in Frisco.
Okay.
San Francisco, shout out San Francisco, and I was raised in East Oakland, deep East Oakland to be exact.
Okay.
98th, Elmar, 98 to 99, that was my stomping grounds, you know what I mean? Earlier years, we was all over the place. We did a couple years in seminary and shit like that, but Oakland as a whole, raised me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had, my madrina used to live in the 50s, so I got a whole different culture than what I got, back home in the deep. If you ever been to Oakland, now things are changing like any other place.
Yeah.
But back in these days, my mom didn't speak no English, so weekends we'll go all the way to Fruitville, the Fruitville district, where all the Mexicans and Latinos were. You know what I mean? So we spent our weekends there, eating there. In the deep, we're a little more mixed. Like I said, in my neighborhood, I'm probably like the only Latino, or actually was one of the only Latinos during my time.
Yep.
So the way that I was raised is kind of what makes me what I am today. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Of course, fucking with everybody, like I said, the black and brown thing been that's been the shit from the jump. But always put it on for our people though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One of my early songs, Son of Some Illegals, is kind of, you know, I kind of get to talking about that. I shot that in my neighborhood, and as you see, if you look back, I think this was like 2016 that we shot this 17, and we were actually in a protest, and we were protesting a lot of the shit that's going on now, the Free Palestine and all that type of movement. You see it in my video back in 2017. Basically, you know, letting it known, bro, us as minorities, we stick together. Of course, there's going to be them agendas and the medias that fucking try to separate us by saying, hey, you know, black people did this to a Mexican, or a Mexican did this to black people. We don't care about none of that shit. At least for my upbringing, we had the same struggles, bro. You couldn't tell us apart, bro, to be honest with you.
And that's the beautiful thing about growing up. You know what I mean? I thank God I grew up in the ghetto, bro. Honestly, I do, because I wouldn't have been the hustler that I am.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had a hustle at an early age. I had a hustle because my mom raised 5 kids by herself. You know, my dad came in, he would come in, come out, come in, come out. He was never a stable person. You know what I mean? And so I had to grow up early, bro. I had to, you know what I mean? I had to go hustle, do what I had to do to help my mom pay the rent, pay the light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put food on the table. You know, us, you know, back in the day, having a bad day. You know what I mean? Coming home with no electricity or no gas.
Yeah.
Nowadays, kids, man, they throw a fit when there's no internet. You know what I'm saying? So it's
you know,
totally.
growing up in Oakland, we don't grow up with heaters or ACs.
See,
So those units ain't installed in our houses. At least, like I said, I'm speaking for my time. All the houses, you know, no AC, no heater. When it was hot inside the house, you'll kick it on the porch.
Yep.
You know, when it was fucking cold, you'll have the Mexican blankets. You know, them old school Mexican blankets with the little tiger or the lion on that motherfucker, keeping us warm and shit.
And those were warm too, bro.
Yeah,
Still to this day they're warm.
The struggle was real, bro. And I think that, you know, a lot of things changed for the better, but I also feel like, you know, I'm a big believer of the good times make weak men, and, you know, bad times make strong men.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
bro.
So,
being comfortable, you know what I mean? I tell people all the time, like, man, you gotta be, like my kids, I have 8 kids, bro. My kids, none of them. I never gave them anything. They had to work for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
At an early age, they started working here, washing limos. You know what I mean? Painting houses. You know, doing whatever to earn their money for the school clothes. I never gave them anything. You know what I mean? Cell phones. They didn't have a cell phone until they were junior in high school. You know what I'm saying? So I was tough on them, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And thank God, man.
That boy said he got 8 kids, right? He's the next Nick Cannon.
Thank God. I just had another baby last week.
Oh shit!
Last
Congratulations!
Week, so starting all over again.
Yeah, how you feel about that?
Man, I feel great, bro. You know what I mean? I think now, like you said, you know, what I do now is I work, hit the gym. If I'm not at the studio, I'm at home enjoying my kids.
That's what it is, bro.
I mean,
hey, look, I got a song. I got a song with fucking Big Tone that we dropped on Big Tone's album a couple years ago called "Lie to Me." You know, I talk like the streets done lied to me, and I think that's the one of the biggest lessons that I learned the older that I get. Like, we used to fucking love the streets, my nigga.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about our younger years. We gave everything to that shit.
Yeah.
We didn't even listen to our parents because we were so loyal to the streets.
Yeah.
And the older that you get, especially with the streets now, I mean, fake the new real, bro.
Yeah.
Fake's the new real. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody faking it to make it. Social media got all the people that never had a voice, social media got them feeling like they the ones.
If they got a voice,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, that's one of the reasons why I stay out the way and I do what I do.
I see, you know, one of the biggest things that I see nowadays is there's no structure. You know what I mean? There's no structure in homes. That's why there's a lot of kids growing up without dads. And that's one of the biggest things, man, that I believe has really crippled the families is when the father's not home. You know what I'm saying? Because the father is the one that gives the children the identity.
Right.
Their identity as far as what they are. Who knows you more than your pops? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If your pops is really there, you know what I mean, taking care of you. Your pops is going to know your failures and he's going to know your strengths. You know what I'm saying? Your weaknesses and your strengths. And he's the one that's going to tell you, okay, Mio, check this out. I know you want to do this, but I think you're better off doing that.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Because I see something that you don't see yet. You know what I mean?
I also think too, going back to the streets, I also think that all the OGs is failing all the youngsters right now.
Yeah.
Because I feel, from my experience, I feel like Pop's fucking dad's been leaving since last I can remember. You feel me? Like, my Pops was locked up since I was fucking 3-4 years old, bro. So I didn't have a pops that raised me, but the OGs in my neighborhood will always keep us, you know, in check. You feel me? Like, hey, make sure y'all going to school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't get it fucked up. Our hood was with the shit. Everybody in our neighborhood with the shit. You know, we used to squabble everything. OGs, youngsters. But it was never like, hey, youngin, go do this. Hey, youngin, I'ma motivate you to go fuck up. Nah, bro. They like, hey, make sure you going to school, though. They used to give us money. Make sure you stay in school. Like, it was always, even if, regardless of what they told us, even if we still ended up in the streets, at least they put it in our ear. Go to fucking school, bro. What are you doing, bro?
It's one of those old things. Remember, don't do, you know, don't do what I do. Just do what I say. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those old sayings they used to use. But you know what? You're right. The OGs have really, they failed at this generation, bro. The younger generation. The other day I had a youngster here. You know what I mean? And it was on a school day. I go, hey, dude, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, make some music. I go, bro, aren't you in school? He goes, yeah, get your ass to school. And I'll give you, hey, go give him a ride to school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I told him, man, if you, now it's to the point where I'm so involved with these kids getting on their asses about, you know, doing right, that their parents, their dads are coming up to me. Hey, you know what? This guy's messing up, bro. I need to talk to him. You know what I mean? So I'll pull him by the ear. Come here, dude, let's talk. You know what I mean? But
yeah, because I think we grew up in that generation too. Even if you weren't in the streets, bro, even if you played fucking sports, the coaches used to be on your ass.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, what your grades looking like? Now, you know, I got my kids play sports, basketball, football, and I think now these motherfuckers more focused on winning, bro. Yeah. What happened to the fucking Coach Carter motherfuckers that used to be around putting niggas in check?
That's facts, bro. I mean, even back in the days, I remember the police officers were more involved. I remember cops used to, you know, and they knew me by name, bro. They picked my ass up and they'd take me home. I mean, what are you doing, man? And they make sure that I got home. They scoped me first, make sure I got home, knocked on the door, make sure that my parents knew what I was doing, and they sit there and watch me get my ass whooped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how it was back in the day. They actually cared. Nowadays, these police officers are just too scared of the youth. I mean, you know what I mean? They don't even know. They don't know what a broken nose is, broken finger is no more, or a broken jaw, bro. I mean,
you know, I think the most, I think the saddest part about that, bro, is like when I go to the streets and we outside, you know, these kids, bro, you can't even look at them as kids anymore. Yeah. You know, when I was young, bro, and you motherfuckers was active in the streets and shit, that was grown man business, right? And now I feel like if I see these youngsters, you even got to keep an eye on the youngsters now. You know what I mean? At fucking 10, 11, 12 years old, these motherfuckers barely could pick a pistol up and they already doing it. You know, so look, at the end of the day, everybody's a product of their environment. So, you know, there ain't no judgmentals, nothing. You feel me? We came from the same background, but like I said, we at least had the people that were at least in our ear. You feel me? Same thing with our moms. Hey, don't do this, don't do that. You know, we might have not listened, but they at least like try to instill that shit on us. You feel me? And it came with a respect thing, bro. I felt like that discipline is what gave us respect back in the day. We knew how to give it when people earned it. Exactly. Now motherfuckers just disrespectful.
No, they don't even. I mean, now they don't even know what respect is. Honestly, you got to let them know, hey, dude, you're doing wrong, bro. This is not cool. You can't do this. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's how it was. You know what I mean? So I believe that, especially your music. Now that you're working with kids, that's dope, bro.
Yeah. You know, and you know, like I tell you, know, I'm sure people always. They'll hit you with the like, oh man, that's kind of hypocritical of you, bro. You talk about the youth, but your music is this. Like I said, you know, I'm a product of my environment, just like these kids are. And I've been doing a lot of like back to school, you know, presentations and shit like that. I don't ever deny to these kids that we in the streets. Like, I'm not trying to hide that from you, but I want to be that living proof that you could be from the streets, bro. One of my OGs told me this when I was younger. The person that's book smart and street smart is the most lethal person out.
Exactly. Yeah, it's true, bro.
You know what I mean? Because you could put me in the room, you could put me in the streets, we could have a real conversation, but I could hold my own weight in the corporate room as well. You feel me?
Exactly, bro.
So, you know, that's what I'm trying to teach the people that listen to my music and
kids,
all that.
I believe kids, as long as you focus on the kids, you always do well, man. I believe God will always open doors for you because you're touching the kids. And you're, you know what I mean, and you're opening doors for the kids. You know what I mean? Like my son, when my son was born, my first son, I was locked up at the time. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that when I found out that she was pregnant, and she was having my child, I hit a crossroad and I said, man, I gotta stop this. I gotta stop this coming to jail all the time and shit. You know what I mean? And he saved my life because I didn't want to be like my pops.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be like my pops, and I said, you know what? I ain't gonna be like my pops, man. I'm gonna be a good father. And thank God, man, I got 5 sons. None of them have ever, spent time in jail. They serve this country, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're all, you know what I mean, outstanding. I mean, they're good.
Now you cover a quick question because I feel like I have this conversation a lot of times as a father, having your first kid. Did a part of you ever like try to have them in the streets with you?
No.
Because some people don't know no better. I see a lot of motherfuckers that's gang banging or they're in the streets and they're from a certain section and their kids is wearing certain type of clothing that reflects what they come from.
I always pull them. So when my sons were growing up and I would see, because they're gonna have different friends or whatever, and I would see, hey, who's that kid? Oh, that's my friend such and such. You need to cut him off. But what do you mean, Dad? He's my friend. He's going in the wrong direction. You're heading on this direction. He's heading on this direction. I'm telling you right now. So either you cut him off, or I'm going to cut him off for you. And I think that's what really helped my because I didn't want that life for my kids. The only reason I got into that life is because I had to, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to because back in the '90s, it was drive-bys and all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, for sure.
So you had to. And most of the people that I hung up, that I grew up with, we didn't have fathers at home.
Right.
So we were, you know what I mean? We were just young kids, man, trying to grow up. And thank God that, I still have some of my friends still alive. Some of them are gone. Some of them are doing life. You know what I'm saying? So one of my biggest...
So you was growing up in a time, and I'm not sure if this is like a good analogy, but it sounds like during them times, the streets was kind of like the penitentiary, where if you ain't rolling with nobody, the streets will swallow you.
Oh, yeah. You're done. You had to be clicked up.
Yeah.
You had to be clicked up. If not, you were open season, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't regret I don't regret the way I grew up. I thank God the way I grew up because it taught me a lot. You know what I mean? And I have love for the people that come from that. I have love for the youth that come. That's why I built this studio. I'd rather have kids in that booth than to have them out on the streets.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Nah, salute to that, bro, because I try to paint the same picture with my kids. Like, one thing I don't do is I don't sugarcoat shit for my kids. My kids are all athletes, every single one of them, but I make sure that they see where dad comes from. They pay close attention. I don't have them in the streets, but they familiar with the street shit through me, right? Because I think at the end of the day, going to school, going to all these places, certain avenues is going to try to pull you. Just like you said, you might have a friend that's already trying to gangbang, but you're not new to that. You've already seen Pops and his friends and what that consists of, right? It's like the smoking shit. I be smoking. My kids know I smoke. I don't hide it from them. And I got a kid that's in high school right now. I don't doubt that somebody gonna be like, yo, you trying to hit this? But I think that he gonna be a little more like, instead of being so curious, he gonna be like, man, that shit probably boo-boo compared to the shit my pops be. You know what I mean? Like, just being a little gamed up, but all my kids the same way, bro. I be the same way. Like, hey, that kid right there, bro, he ain't no good. And, I actually had a conversation with my oldest son because he had a friend that was getting into the street shit early. And my son's not part of that world, so my son automatically was like praising this kid because of the street shit. In his mind, that kid was the craziest motherfucker out there. You feel me? And keep in mind, my kids are athletes, but none of my kids are soft. You feel me? They all did boxing. They all did their little thing. They know how to protect themselves. They're not bullies, but they know how to finish something. So I pull my son to the side, and I'm like, you know what, son? Like, the way that I was raised, you give respect, you give credit where it's due, but you won't ever put the next man above yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
No matter where somebody comes from, you might think this motherfucker. You might know that a motherfucker gonna whoop your ass, but I won't ever tell a nigga in public he can whoop me.
Yeah.
That's just how I grew up. You feel me? So, I put my son on game, and one day he comes in. One day he comes home, and he's like, "Damn, Dad, he was right." I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, "Man, they ran up on my boy. Man, he didn't do shit."
I see.
And they all kids, but a part of me, it was a teaching moment. I'm like, just because a motherfucker's in the street, son, don't mean that he the most respectable person out. You stay in your lane. Keep shooting them threes. Keep playing them sports. Hey, back in my day, I know a lot of motherfucking jocks that was dropping motherfuckers. You feel me?
Yep.
And still went and got a scholarship.
Yep.
You know, I think that the definition of, hey, that's a real motherfucker has been shifted over time, bro.
It's been watered down, bro. And you know, it's like you said, as long as you keep your kids laced up on game, as far as what's going on in the streets, and you keep them busy doing something, I think you know, I think those kids are they're gonna do well in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's one thing I've always told people, even now, you know, God will always lift up the humble, dude, and He'll resist the proud. The ones that think they got it made are the ones He resists. And the ones that humble themselves and treat other people better than themselves are the ones that He lifts up.
Yeah.
And I'm a strong believer in that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's a good thing that you're doing, though, like saying that, you know, you got your kids working for everything they got.
Yeah.
Because I recently made that change because, like I said, I'm still learning, bro. I'm growing up with my kids. You feel me?
Yeah.
All my kids is fucking, they're growing up on me. I ain't even hit my 30s yet. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm still growing up with all my kids. And there's a lot of things that I've been learning over time. And one of the things is, like, when I first had my kids, I'm like, I'm going to give them everything I didn't have. That was my first mentality, right? Because nobody did that shit for me. But then I came across some situations where I realized, motherfuckers are spoiled, bro.
Yeah.
So I had to cut their water off. You know what I mean? And I'm the same way. Like, hey, you want to go out to the movies with your friends? I got some work for you.
Yeah. Earn that money.
Yeah, you can earn that money. And you know, we creating the outlet, right? It's not like I'm not offering you this money, but you got to work for it.
Work for it.
You know what I mean?
As long as you teach them. I mean, there's kids nowadays, 15, 16, they don't know how to wash a car. They don't even know how to wash a car. You got to teach them how to wash a car. I mean, and you know.
I was just talking about this the other day. So 2 days ago, my oldest son, I put him on a public bus for the first time.
Okay.
So, you know, I could drop him off, right? Moms could drop him off. You know, we're fortunate enough, we got vehicles. It ain't like when we was young, we had to take a bus and BART and all these transportations because we had to.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Ain't no way that you are oldest and don't know how to get around if it ain't through Uber and all this fancy shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you riding the bus. So, you know, he's like, all right. So we get to the bus stop and he's like, you coming with me, right? Hell nah. You going by yourself.
There you go.
I think we've been like 2-3 days deep and he's like, can I ride the bus?
Yeah.
Because I don't want my kids to feel like they're living my life.
Yeah.
The shit that me and my wife, all the fruits of our labor, we earn that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I don't go out in public, that's me.
Yeah.
You going to public school. You know what I mean? I ain't
Yeah.
taking that from you. I'm not gonna, you know, hey, we're moving to fucking Beverly Hills or you going to private. I'm not trying to take that from my kids, bro. Because at the end of the day, what if my kids want to be regular people?
Exactly, bro. And regular people are great people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some regular people have the best morals, you know what I mean, and scruples.
Y'all motherfuckers living better lives than us, bro.
Yeah, you know what? Because a lot of these people, you know, that are not rich, that you know, they don't have what other people have. They come home with kids running to the door to greet them. And I know millionaires, bro, that they don't have family, they don't have kids. The kids hate them.
Right.
And they go home to an empty house. They may have a big house, they may drive a big fancy car, but they're living by themselves.
You know what? Somebody asked me that the other day because I just dropped a new song, 2 new songs in the last month. You know, after like a year or two, and somebody asked me like, "Damn, Gas, like, where the fuck you been?" I'm like, I've been enjoying my kids, bro. Because we was grinding for so long that I never even fucking stopped and realized how much I had fucking accomplished, bro. I was just straight fucking tunnel vision. And my kids were in their younger years. I heard a saying that like the youngest years are the most important.
Yep.
You know, when they get older, you know, they're just gonna look to you for advice and, you know, some structure. But, you know, once they get in their teens, they don't want to fucking go to the grocery store with you, bro. They don't want to fucking go out with you no more. They want to chill, be on their game. But like 6, 7, 8 years old and under, everything's, Dad, what's up? Can I go with you? Dad, can I ride to the store with you? Hey, Dad, can I come? Can I go to the video shoot? So like, anybody, you know, I had to say this the other day, bro. I even made a post about it. It's family over everything here, bro.
Family over everything, bro. Your seed. I mean, think about it. What's the greatest thing that you're gonna leave? And I tell people all the time, like, all these limos, they're gonna go, bro. Somebody else is gonna own them. The houses I got, somebody else is gonna have them. You know, it's the money in my bank, it's gonna go. But the one thing that you're gonna leave is your seed. That last name, bro. And back in the day when I was growing up, last name meant something. People used to blast that on their backs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They knew you by your Cortez. Oh yeah. I know that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They knew you by your last name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the biggest assets, commodities. I tell people all the time, money is the lowest form of commodity. The most valuable thing that you have in life is your time and your health.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can be a millionaire and you only got 30 days to live.
You ain't lying. You know, for the last, like, I say 10, 13 years, bro, I've BabyGas. People know me as BabyGas. And it's funny that you said that about the last name, because in recent times, I've been going back to that, bro.
Yeah.
The older that I get, of course, people know me as BabyGas, but when I was younger, being in the streets, hey, don't say my government, bro. Now the older that I am, it's like Alejandro, bro.
Alejandro, yeah.
You know, Alejandro Meraz, to be exact. You know what I mean? So, same thing with my kids, like, you know, the Meraz boys. You know, everybody knows, you know, the last name. I recently took 3 of my youngest kids to Mexico for the first time.
Right.
And they got to experience, because they still live by the last name over there.
Yeah.
You know, Familia Meraz, Familia Gonzalez, Familia
Rodriguez,
Rodriguez, everything. You feel me? And that shit holds weight, bro. You know, you go to people's houses, they still got the little block on the front. Ramirez family or fucking Rodriguez. Yeah, bro.
They take pride in that, bro.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know what I mean? They'll be, oh, él es el hijo de Rodríguez.
Sí.
De Pancho Rodríguez. Oh, okay, está bien.
¿Cuál pinche Rodríguez? Rodríguez González, la hermana de, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that shit big, bro. I think it's back, you know, they say history repeats itself, bro. And I think it's now we're going back, at least in my house, when I'm going back to that fucking originating, you know what I mean?
And you know, success, man, I tell people all the time, man, success comes through a lot of failures. If you ain't failing, then you ain't gonna succeed, because you gotta learn by your mistakes, bro. You gotta learn by that, you know what I'm saying?
Look, fun story that I tell all these artists nowadays, right? Because I've been bumping into a lot of these younger artists. And some of these younger artists, they're real fucking prideful, bro. Like in their head, they dropped a song, got 100,000 views, don't fucking talk to me. You know, like, that's the way they think. Now, you know, I told a story of like my younger years. So, you know, my younger years, 14, 15, I was signed to This Latin, right? So, I used to be around like, you know, Gotos and all of them. They were one of the only Latinos that was cracking in Northern California. Had songs on the radio. They were doing everything that we wanted to do. And I spent a lot of days pulling up to the clubs with them where I couldn't get in and I had to wait outside, or I just had to stay in the shadows, and you know, I was playing the background. And I had to wait my turn to come to what I'm doing now. You feel me? And I feel like these young artists coming up, like I said, they want to go straight to the front, bro. And they don't work like that. You know, social media got a lot of people's heads pumped.
They do, bro. And so, yeah, man, you know, so hopefully a lot more artists, man, like, you know, seasoned artists will step up, you know what I mean, and not be afraid to, you know, speak on it. You know what I mean? And just counsel them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Take them under the wing and just say, hey man, you know, we gotta, you know, one step at a time. One step at a time. That's the only way you're gonna make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know. I tell people all the time. I tell a lot of the artists all the time. I go, you know what? You can spit. You got lyrics, bro. And you got a gift. You got skills. But you know what? Your skill and your talent will take you to the top. But your character and integrity is gonna keep you there, bro. Remember that.
You ain't lying.
That's true,
you know,
bro.
I lived in Houston like 3-4 years, bro. And one of the most humble dudes that I met out there was Paul Wall. So, you know, he's known as the people's champ out there. And I never really understood it till I lived out there. I'm talking about everywhere he go, bro. And even my boy Baby Bash, the same way. He always says that, take the fucking pic. Somebody asks you for a pic, there ain't not one person out there that can ever say, Gas denied me a picture. Ever. You feel me? Youngsters can't ever say like, hey, Gas didn't show up. I even told you this off camera. Hey, if there's any youngsters under 18 that want to collab, I'll damn near do the feature for free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do this shit once a year. I also do this thing once a year where I give away a free verse and a free hook to somebody that can't afford it, somebody that just ain't got it, somebody that got the talent but might not have the money.
The money to do it.
Especially when you coming from certain neighborhoods, bro. And I don't think, you know, I ain't gonna say you gotta do it, but I'm calling everybody out.
Well,
you know, start fucking doing it.
Well, the thing is that a lot of people are not. They're not woke to that. You know, you reap what you sow, bro. I mean, you know, I tell people all the time, you know why you're broke, you know why you don't have, why? Because you don't give.
Mm.
You can either give of your time, your resources, or your money. If you ain't giving none of those three, you're not gonna get nothing back, bro. It's like planting a seed, an orange seed. You're gonna get oranges, but if you don't water it and take care of it, you ain't gonna get nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's that reaping, it's that sowing and reaping, bro. That's one of the biggest things that I live by, bro. And that's why I believe I am where I'm at today, bro.
Right,
because of
right.
that. You know what I'm saying? So
Nah, that's major, bro. The spot's nice. You feel me?
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, before I even came here, everybody's like, yeah, the guys at North Star Records, man, good people. Woo, woo.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of good things about you, bro. Even before we met in person, man. So first and foremost, like I said, I'm glad to be here. I'm excited for the show tomorrow.
So am I, man.
I think the shit's gonna go great, man. You know, I think, you know what? I'm back to that, right? Like me and my team right now, we're not worried about numbers no more, bro.
Yeah.
Because I feel like numbers is what got people
Pumped
out
up.
of character, pumped up.
Yeah.
This fucking social media, bro. Like, you know, your 100,000 views don't excite me. Your 1,000,000 views don't excite me.
Yeah.
It's like what you said. I meet a lot of these people. I remember I was fucking 13, 14 years old, bro. There was a group out of Oakland. I ain't even gonna say no names, but there was a group out of Oakland that was like fucking superstars to us. And one day I got one of them to come to the fucking studio to collab. And you know, I thought these motherfuckers was gonna pull up in Lambos and like big whips, the way me and my friends looked at them. Man, the dude got driven by another dude that was in like this beat down 1970s Mercedes, bro. And at that moment I realized ain't nothing real. Ain't nothing real. You feel me? Like, because you know when you ain't got shit, bro. And this is what this younger generation needs to fucking understand. When you ain't got shit, for some reason, you just praise people that got it.
They got it. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, whether you broke or not, you may have something that them motherfuckers can't buy.
You can't buy it, bro.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of like why I am right now, bro. I've been broke. I've been homeless. I've slept on floors, on couches, in cars.
Yep.
You know, I done fucking had big ass fucking cribs, cars. You know, we done had penthouse, whatever. You feel me? Like I done experienced hella shit, and I think that what keeps us, you know, up to par is like always stay level, bro.
And you know what's crazy is that some of the most, successful people, not in money wise or anything else, but successful within their soul, bro, are the ones that have gone through a lot of things.
Yeah.
And they don't forget.
Yeah.
One of the biggest errors that you can do in your life, I tell my kids all the time, when you forget what people have done for you. I get a lot of persecution because I hire convicts. You know what I mean? I hire convicts. I'm recently opening up a nonprofit organization called North Star Foundation, where I'm gonna hire nothing but convicts to clean up the city, at no cost to the city. It's all grant money, federal grant money. You know what I'm saying? All because just to create jobs for the people that you know what I mean? That I know what it's like.
Right.
I know what it's like not being able to get a job because of your record. I've been there. That's why, when I couldn't find a job. I was trying to live right. I wasn't hustling no more. I wasn't doing my movidas and everything and stuff no more. And I light just turned on, and I said, dude, I could just open up my own business.
Right.
And I was the first limo company in 1999 in this town, bro. And every bank denied me. Every bank in this town denied me. They didn't want to give me the loan for that limo, you know what I'm saying? But I already had the limo booked without even having the limo yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my boss at that time, my old boss, because I used to run a tire shop for him, became real close, man. And he was involved in his bank so long that he was a board of directors in his bank. And he said, hey, man, what are you trying to do? So I told him, and then he said, come on, get in the truck, let's go for a ride. So I'm thinking we're just going to go to handle his, because he was already old and I would drive him around. We went to his bank, we went upstairs to the corporate office. They greeted him. Hey, Mr. Lopez, how you doing? I'm doing good. Hey, this is my manager. He runs my tire shop, and he came in to apply for a loan, and you guys denied him. I want to know why. And then the director goes, well, I don't even know. What's your name? Give my name. He says, your application never came through. So he said, who did the application? I gave him the name. He called downstairs, said, hey, how come I didn't get this man's application? Oh, he didn't qualify. He didn't meet the criteria. Well, he's going to go downstairs right now and give him a check. Like that, bro.
Damn.
That's favor.
Damn.
That's favor, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then when the old man died,
People want to know, bro, how much was the check?
The check was for $45,000 at that time, back in 1999. That was a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Back in
That's like
1999.
$100,000, almost 150 now, huh?
And then, not only that, when he died, him and I became so close that when he died, he left me 40% of the business. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine that.
So it's not what you know, it's who you know, bro. And I tell people all the time.
But listen a couple steps back what you just said. You usually used to drive him around, bro.
Yeah.
This new generation will be like, fuck no, I ain't driving this motherfucker around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just being a good, genuine person, bro. That shit pays you back, bro.
It does, bro. And I tell people, I never take credit for myself, bro. I always give God the credit. I'm involved with city council too. You know what I mean? And so when I'm sitting there with these council members and they, hey, Cortez, how did you get all this? I didn't do none of it. God did it for me. He gave me favor.
God did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always give him the credit, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't take, I never graduated from high school, bro. I can't take credit. You know what I mean? I don't have the degrees. You know what I mean? So, God did it. And here we are.
Absolutely. Here we are about to make shit
Here
happen.
we are,
Yeah, that's good, man.
Make something happen.
Nah, that's tight, bro.
But yeah, I'm, you know, I believe that everything is like a puzzle, man. You know what I mean? Like I told my son, I go, look, this is your dream. I'm going to build it for you. Let me get it. Let me get the foundation in real quick, and then after that, you can just fly it. You know what I'm saying? And it's all you. And that's what it is. And that's what it is, bro.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
So, you know, I thank God that we're here. I thank God you're here.
Yeah.
I'm grateful. I know tomorrow we're going to have a good turnout. Listen, tomorrow, North Star Records, 500 East Date, Porterville, man, for the first time ever. You know what I mean? BabyGas is going to be on the mic.
Yes, sir. Hey, look, my guys say y'all been going crazy on the tickets. I don't even give a fuck about the ticket sales. I don't care if 5 people show up. I'm here to fuck with y'all, man. I know there's supporters coming out of here, bro. And I think that that's what's important with how we're doing shows now.
Yep.
We're trying to avoid just fucking getting on stage, performing, and bouncing.
Yep.
We want to be able to get on stage, give people a fucking dope-ass show, something they can relate to, get off stage, meet each one of y'all one by one, man, and have a fucking good time, bro. So.
And also, tell them about what we're going to do tomorrow. You're going to, if somebody comes and they want to do a feature or whatever.
Yep. So look, today and tomorrow, you feel me? At any time, any artist from the 559 specifically. This is specifically for the people of the 559. Anybody want to come grab a feature, want to collab, even if you're not an artist, maybe you have a food business. You want me and the wife and the team to try out your food. You know, if you got a clothing brand, you want us to try on your clothing, do a couple flicks with it. I know what it is. I'm in the industry. You know what I mean? So I know what it might be, what it can do for you and your brand. Anything, big or small, man, we're here to network with the people, bro, especially the locals, for sure.
And that's what it's about. It's about the people, man. You know what I'm saying? It's about the people planting that seed. You know what I mean? And man, just enjoying ourselves, just enjoying this journey called life, man.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's all about. That way, when you're gone, somebody will remember you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But anyhow, man, listen. Tomorrow, August the 3rd, North Star Records, Porterville. Come through. If you haven't bought your ticket, you can come through. We'll have some tickets at the door. Come have a good time. Listen to some good music. All North Star artists will be performing. Little Nate the Goer is going to perform. Chomps from Tribe Gang. Mouse from Tribe Gang. We've got people from 59 Bullies, Red Zone. Listen, man, come on down and have a good time. Bring the family. You know what I mean? Just have a good time, man. And so,
hell yeah.
just want to say thank you to everybody that supports the channel. Thank you for everybody that supports BabyGas, man. Keep supporting us, because without you guys, you know what I mean?
We ain't shit.
We ain't shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anyways, peace, man. Have a good night. Thank you.